Welcome back to the Senditin podcast. I'm Riley.
And I'm Nick, and we've chosen this peaceful suburban neighborhood for our chaotic family stories.
So if you haven't already, grab a snack, grab a seat.
Because we're running the intro. Good afternoon.
Good morning. We got some family stories
Exciting.
this week.
Those are always good stories to tell because from an outside perspective, they seem black and white, but to that interior perspective, the family itself, it's more of a gray perspective. And
so I feel like it's fun to read.
the commenters, right? The Redditors are definitely gray, right? They have gray opinions, not black and white ones. So, sorry, go ahead.
I always think it's funny to read them and see if any of them remind me of my family.
Yeah, very true too. Very true too.
Do you think any of these will remind you of your family?
For legal purposes, no. But probably, it's entirely possible.
For family relationship reasons,
No, for legal reasons.
So no.
My lawyer has advised me otherwise.
Are you ready to jump in straight into this first story?
I'm not ready to hesitate.
So the first one is nice and short little story, just to get us started.
Short and sweet?
Short and
unlikely. Probably not.
It is from r/am I the asshole from 5 hours ago.
My God.
Yeah, it's a very, very new story.
Like we were getting ready for this episode 5 hours ago. Our mics charged? Are our phones charged?
So it starts, am I the asshole for not wanting to accept money from my father?
All right. Let's form an opinion now, and let's form an opinion once we have all the information. That, without enough context, I would say we don't have enough context to say that you are. So I'm going to say you're not.
To sum it up quickly, father won $30K on a Super Bowl box. He's well off and doesn't need the money. Not that I'm struggling, but my wife and I have 3 young kids, and likely most people save.
Are we seriously having another episode interrupted by a low-flying water plane? Fortunately, this time, the mics may not be picking it up. There's a text box over my head. Yes, the mics are picking it up. Continue.
I'm gonna rewind back to the beginning of the story.
Okay.
Start over again.
Just in case that airplane did interrupt us, let's try that again.
To sum it up quickly, my father won $30K on a Super Bowl box. He's well off and doesn't need the money. Not that I'm struggling, but my wife and I have 3 young kids, and like most people, save little month to month.
Yeah, it's hard to put away when you've got expenses that high.
I don't know if it was the way my dad said it or just the principle, but he goes, I got $500 for you next time I see you, acting like he's paying my mortgage. Part of me wanted to say, you keep it, but I also don't want to be rude. And it is $500. And what kind of ass face would say no to that? But I hope y'all get the point. So, am I the asshole for not wanting the $500 and saying thanks but no thanks?
Yeah, like you're not, because that's a weird one. It feels as though he's trying to do charitable work of some kind, like he's being a good grandparent, but he's not only well off to have been doing this from the get-go, the amount of money that he's trying to offer from just his winnings alone, he's offering his son and grandchildren like a very small, 6%? Now, I'm worried my math isn't right, but less than 10% of his total winnings, and he wants to maybe even less than 5% of his total winnings.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm right, because 10% of his winnings would have been 3,000. 5% of his winnings would have been 1,500. So 1.5%, 2% of the entire winnings is what he's offering to him, and he doesn't have a reason for it. Like if somebody was offering you money and goes, "Hey, I know that you're struggling because of this. Let me help because of this.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need your transmission replaced. Here's the amount for it because he's a parent. To just
Yeah.
be throwing lowball amounts of cash, considering how much he has and how much he
Well,
won, and without a reason, I get why that guy feels that way.
yeah.
Like, I feel that weird tension he's feeling. Like, why then? Why that amount?
It's
Why
also
even
like
give it then?
I don't know if it's just me, but when people just like give me money for no reason, I feel like I'm indebted to them. And so maybe he also doesn't want to feel like he's in
Owes
debt.
something
Like,
to his father.
yeah, like if his father asks him to do something, it's like, well, you gave me $500, so I feel obligated
Yep.
to go and do it.
You know what the solution is? Um, Parents aren't well off enough to be saving, so it's not like they're offering their kids luxuries of any kind. Take the $500 and spend it on your grandkids instead of just throwing
Yeah,
$500 at your son without an explanation.
I would say, yeah, ask him to spend it on the grandkids
Take them to do
and
something that you can't afford to take them to do.
that, or if he doesn't want to do that, take the $500 if you feel guilty and put it in like a college fund or like a savings account for for his
Yeah.
grandkids, your kids.
Yeah, so
And
that
then if
every time you want to do this in the future, just keep adding it to that. Don't just
mhm,
give it to me.
yeah. And then if it ever gets thrown back in your face, you have the $500 that you never spent that's sitting in that account for your kids, where if he makes a big deal about it, you always have it to give it back. Like if you're gonna throw
Better
it in my
yet,
face,
don't ask
give
him to
it
put
back.
it in an account, put it in an account yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the asshole, but refusing it may make you an asshole. It depends on how you reject the money
It
that makes you an
also, I
asshole.
feel like it also feels like it depends on the family dynamic. Like
Yeah, we don't
we
know the
don't know the
dynamic.
relationship between them.
He's been an absent parent and he just wants to show up and give out $500.
Yeah.
Or
Or
he's the grandpa that's there every single weekend spending time with his grandkids and then says, "Hey, I've got $500 in winnings from you." Maybe it has nothing to do with his Powerball. Maybe
yeah.
he took his Powerball winnings and put it in his savings already, and now that he won a $500 scratch off, he just wants to give that away. Because I don't need that. I just won this big one. We don't have enough context.
Yeah. So I would say nobody's the asshole
Oh, yeah.
here and not enough information to fully determine if there is one.
Yeah, who would you even try to put blame on? Like, am I the asshole? Or who is the asshole? Nobody.
Yeah. I would say
Somebody's
neither of
trying to
them.
be charitable, but they're doing it in a not super polite or understandable way. And somebody doesn't want to have to accept charity work with, you know, the knowledge of, yeah, no, nobody.
I do fear that these commenters don't quite agree with us.
Oh, I don't doubt that it's all black and white to them. It's clean and cut to everybody else. There's no gray area.
So again, this is only like 5 hours old, so there isn't like a clear cut top commenter or anything.
Yeah, the comments probably have 3 or 4 likes on them.
Yeah, but the first comment,
Top comment has how many likes?
56,
Yeah,
56 upvotes.
56 upvotes, and post is only 5 hours old.
But the very first comment says, "Sorry, but you are hiding entitlement behind vagueness. He doesn't need the money, but at least he thought of you. $500 may be something you can do without, but don't hide behind some resentment and maybe non communication and not accept it. Um, and add to that little savings for your young family. You're the asshole."
Hmm. In a situation where you're not putting enough money away, and that would be nice to see added to your savings. Guy makes a point. I don't think he's correct.
Next comment says, "Just take the money. It will come in. It will come in use on a rainy day. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face." Makes point.
Another solid point. I don't believe he's correct, but he makes a good point.
Another commenter said, "I get it. Not sure what your relationship is like with your dad, but I can tell you that $500 from my dad would have cost me a lot. Some people give gifts, some people hold them over you as leverage, not the asshole. Sounds like your peace of mind is worth more than $500. P.S. One way to accept it without strings would be to put it into your kids' college funds. Gramps can't leverage you for a gift he gave his grandchildren.
Bingo. Yeah, we were on the same page.
Yeah.
Man, them egrets are getting upset. Did you see that?
Yeah. Whew, they're chasing each other.
And away they go.
So it looks like a little bit of a mix. I'd say we don't have the full story, so
Yeah, no, not enough context at all.
yeah.
But the comment saying that your piece was worth more than the $500 is somebody who's aware that it was leverage or it could be leverage. They
Yeah.
have had to experience that kind of leverage in their past.
Going from a what was it?
Am
I
I
had a
the
good
asshole?
segue for that. Oh, okay. Going from money from father, I have another story about buying a house with a sister.
Ooh.
You wanna?
Well, to all of our viewers, in this modern economy, it is really hard to purchase a home on your own. And that has caused a lot of young people to rope themselves into marriages or into relationships that they don't necessarily want to maintain, but it's so that the both of them can reach and attain goal of a home. It may be a lot wiser to do it with a sibling. That is someone that's not leaving your life at any point. That's not someone who can get so upset with you that they leave your life at some point. That is a much better bet to build and purchase your first home with, building equity with, is what I meant to say. However, let's hear this horror story about why that's a bad idea.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to buy a house with my sister and live together?
Let's hear his reasoning, because my reasoning is
Hi guys, using a throwaway account so I don't get found out. My twin sister and I, 23 female, just finished college and are moving out of home. My grandma and her sister have offered to help us buy a house together. I had some savings as I was planning to rent an apartment after college, anyways. We were both very grateful and excited, but internally I was weary. For context, we grew up with a very abusive mother and a negligent father, to the point we lived with my grandma and her sister from 13 years old. We both considered them our maternal figures. Our,
right.
our teen years were pretty rough as we were dealing with a lot of mental health issues due to our childhood. So when I finished high school, I was determined to get my mental health under control and have been in therapy since I was 20. Therapy has helped me so much with my emotions, dissipating my brain fog, and helping me have normal relations with people. I finally enjoy my life again. On the other hand, my sister has not gone to therapy. I've told her many times how it has helped me along with the challenges, but the benefits far outweigh it. But she refuses. She's saying she handles it just fine on her own. I understand therapy is not for everyone, I even so I even suggested other methods for her. Group therapy, self-help books, arts and creative media, exercise and bodily movements, meditations, and more. She shuts all of these down too. We're very close to each other, but her inability to cope with her emotions in a health manner has slowly eroded my patience with her. I find it increasingly hard to live with her as she is messy, lazy, judgmental, prejud
Prejudiced.
prejudiced, thank you, temperamental, expectant. She's not snobby enough to be called entitled.
But yeah, but no,
Yeah.
it's I can hear what she means by snobby just from the adjectives she used.
Controlling, unforgiving, insensitive, inconsiderate, hypercritical. I could go on, but we'll stop there for now. I will give examples if you ask.
Sorry, we have a tendency to sit near cypress trees and bodies of water, so the bugs may be bothering us. again.
She also has contamination and ordering OCD. Not diagnosed because she doesn't want to go to therapy, but this is what my therapist suggested, that she refuses to explain to any of us and explodes in anger if we don't comply or mess with her order. As a side effect of her OCD, she hoards so much stuff, and it's everywhere in the house. Anytime I try to bring up my issues with her, she deflects and brings up petty issues she has with me. Then she will storm off, give me the silent treatment, then try to be my friend again like nothing has happened. She has never once apologized to me in our 23 years of life together, even if she was clearly in the wrong. I always try to be understanding when we disagree, and I'm willing to admit when I'm at fault. When she acts like this in front of our younger siblings and they never call her out, she'll apologize she'll apologize right away, but with me, never. But the thought of cutting her off feels like I'm cutting off a limb. I
Oh yeah.
don't know. I don't know what to do. I love her, but am I the asshole?
So
I,
no, definitely not the
yeah,
asshole.
I would
And
definitely say
even
she's
more
not.
frustratingly, all of those things that you're using to describe her are that is big as can be. Do you hear that back there?
Yeah.
There's something humongous through the woods back there making that obnoxious sound. Oh, and the egrets are going past us again. Hopefully they make it in the shot this time. Um, a lot of those negative behavior traits are something that could be fixed by therapy. Somebody that's prejudiced, somebody that's self centered, somebody that's throwing tantrums when their own rules that they've explained to no one get disrupted. Like, that is someone that needs to be sat down and explained by another person. Hey, it feels like the world revolves around you because you live in your mind, but unfortunately it doesn't. And once your confidence in yourself or your ability to deal with trauma becomes too heavy to bear, that's when the other responsibilities within your life begin to fall short.
Yeah.
Brushing your teeth, washing your hair, washing your face, cleaning your home, doing your dishes, that kind of stuff. So saying that she lives in filth and that she hoards things and that she can't seem to see things from other people's perspectives suggests that yes, she does actually need therapy. And I don't think that you not wanting to live with someone who refuses to get therapy and once is demanding to live with you, that's hilarious. Are we so for real? Let me see this. Let me see this. Because
Don't.
that's no.
Okay.
Because that's staying in, but I need to explain. It's on that side. It's on that side. So to go okay,
That's so funny.
that's incredibly hilarious. Um, where the hell were we? Oh yeah, that sounds like someone who needs therapy, and if you don't want to live with them because they refuse to get therapy or refuse to change their behavior, that doesn't make you an asshole.
Yeah. And yeah, I would say she's definitely not the asshole. And if you don't want to live with somebody, you don't want to live with somebody. You don't necessarily have to explain yourself for not wanting to live with somebody.
Yeah, that's a very close relationship. You've got to be able to,
It's cool.
and that
Anyways,
didn't make it in the shot. Somebody just drove by on a wheel, just a wheel, nothing else. No seat, no handles, no to put your feet. Like, what the fuck was
that was
that?
so cool.
I've seen a couple TikToks of people going down the highway in those. People are crazy.
I'll put a picture of what he drove by on the screen.
See, we say these things like they're attainable and that the
No, that
internet
one
contains
is
them, and
attainable. I've seen that. I know
I've
where to
seen it
find
a
it.
couple times too, but I don't know what you call that.
Um,
Yes, an electric unicycle of some
yeah,
kind, or yeah, and we can
it's
find
easy to find online. I'll
something is pissed off back there. Do you keep hearing that?
yes. Let's get back to the story.
Good God, guys. 13 and a
Um,
half minutes later, let's try to resume the fact that if you live with somebody, that's a very close knit relationship. That's someone that you are sharing a refrigerator with, sharing a sink with, a dishwasher, your laundry, all of that. And if that person isn't dedicated enough to themselves to do their own laundry and do their own dishes, it's going to affect you. You are going to have a hard time getting your laundry done before work. You make one mistake. Oh man, I woke up, I forgot to do my laundry last night. Then you go into the laundry room and there's piles of other people's stuff. There's laundry that needs to be moved. There's moldy laundry in the washing machine. Yeah, roommate's a very, very, very tightly knit relationship. So you're not an asshole for not wanting to impress that on
And
yourself. And if it's your sibling, that's hard too,
well,
because you can't just walk away from the relationship like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, I'm gone. You still know
but
them.
that's also a very easy conversation to have with siblings because I
That's an
know,
easier conversation to have with siblings than
yeah,
with
because
friends. You make a good point.
I know, like, I love my siblings to pieces. I wouldn't trade them for the world, but I wouldn't live with them. I just spent the first 18 years of my life living with them. I'm ready to branch out, be on my own.
Yeah.
I don't want to live with them again. Come and visit all the time.
It's
But
true though, a sibling is a roommate that you have 18 years of roommate experience with.
mhm.
You can get away with how you talk to them very differently than how you can get away with how you talk to your roommates, and
And
you can be more honest with them.
if you do want to live with her, but these are all the reasons why, as siblings, yes, it might be a hard conversation to have, but sit down and have a real discussion and bring up these concerns. You guys are sisters. You love each other at the end of the day. You'll get over it and move past it.
Yeah, it's not hard to get past either, especially as siblings.
Some of the comments, it seems like all of them say not the asshole.
Good,
Um,
good news.
but I'll read some off for us. Not the asshole. And honestly, it sounds like living with her would be a total nightmare. You got to
Yeah,
put
it
your
would get
own mental health
exhausting.
first, even if it hurts. Um, the next one, not the asshole. Thank your
You can't live with
benefactors.
them. It sounds like it would be exhausting. You have to put your mental health first, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Thank your benefactors. I do not want to live with a twin. If that means giving up the money, I understand. Edit. You know they want to dump her on you, so they don't have to worry about the twin.
Oh,
That
younger siblings are still being raised by grandma. Grandma's willing to get her a place just so that the both of them get out. Yep,
that makes sense.
that's unfortunate.
But don't let your family push you into that. If
I had
it's
a friend of
not
mine.
something you want to do not do it.
Yep, friend of mine got pressured into buying a house because his parents didn't want him and his girlfriend living there anymore.
Um, one more.
Oh, I'm sure you can find plenty
We'll
more good
do
comments.
Yeah, we'll do one more comment because OP responds to this comment.
Ooh,
Not the asshole. Also, why are you saying that the thought of cutting her off feels so terrible? Not wanting to buy a home or otherwise live together does not equate to cutting someone off. You can still maintain a close relationship with your twin without living in the same building. In fact, you may be enabling her behavior. If you chose yourself, it might force her to recognize on how much work she needs to do on herself so that she can grow and heal too.
if a
That's a
sibling
good
isn't willing
comment.
to live with you, you may be forced to realize the damage you've done,
Yeah.
how insufferable you've become.
OP comments to that and says, we've been each other's anchors for so long, for better or for worse, and over that time, our lives have become tangled together. We share so many things that it's hard to unravel sometimes, but I'm slowly, secretly getting there. She can be petty and really she can be petty over really trivial matters that I feel like that if she found out that I want to do something significant by myself, that she'll completely cut herself out of my life. I have been calling her out on her BS more and more, but she shuts down, gives the silent treatment, then wants to be friends again. Then the cycle repeats.
So
I'm
the cycle of forgiveness and overreaction is it it sounds like manipulation, but it's someone who has grown so comfortable with her sibling that she feels as though she can act that way, and your instantaneous forgiveness makes it easier for her to know that if she acts that way, it's forgivable. You just need to remind her that those things are forgivable but not forgettable. If you consistently remind her that it's okay, but you haven't forgotten it, like what OP or what the commenter is saying, tell her that you can't live with her, and that if that doesn't get through to her, then maybe you have to explain it, but it should. It should resonate with her that an amount of work needs to be done in order for her to be a good enough roommate for a family member, let alone someone she's not family with.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot to her response too. There's I cannot remember the name of it, but a relationship that when two people survive a type of trauma together, one of them becomes this infantile version of themselves because they're relying on the person that they shared the trauma with, and that's their reaction to the trauma. That this person who saved me from it or who experienced it with me, I can rely on them so heavily that I can begin to slow down. I can slow down because they're speeding up, and then that other person recognizes that they need to speed up to carry the weight of the other person behind them, that they end up going faster than they need to be going. So you end up with a person who is very well equipped for society and someone who is not at all equipped for society. And those traumatic relationships are dangerous because if you never distance yourselves from one another, you stay within them and you continue becoming hyper successful and she continues becoming, yeah.
Another thing that I would like to throw out there, it definitely sounds like the other sister needs to get into therapy. And if she's refusing therapy, a good way to she might just be scared to go, like she doesn't know what it's about. Invite her to one of your sessions, not for her to be in therapy, but be like, hey, I've been working with my therapist and she thinks it'd be beneficial for me to have you there so we can talk about what we went through.
I don't understand what you fear about the therapist. I would like you to see what this
I
therapist does for me.
I wouldn't phrase it
Well,
that way
yeah.
because then that's going to be like you're trying to get me to go to therapy again. Phrase it in a way that's like, hey, my therapist thinks I'm ready to take my therapy to the next level and thinks it'd be a good idea to bring you into my session to help me along my path. So that way we can talk through some things that I feel comfortable only talking to you about. And then she's in the lesson and maybe she'll realize, oh, like this is what therapy is. This isn't what I thought it
Yeah.
was. Maybe it would be a good idea.
I just feel though that when you're attempting to convince someone of anything, the honesty is more important. Telling her flat out that
To
I want you to see what therapy is. I don't know what you think therapy is, but I want you to see what it is. We're not going to pick your brain apart, but I want you to see what kind of access I have to my own emotions. I want you to realize what I'm allowed to do and say when I go to a therapy session. I don't want you to think that this is someone going to sit there and tear you apart and pick
the
you apart
only
piece by
thing
piece.
the only thing I fear about that is that she would shut it down because in the story it sounds like her sister has tried to explain it and tried to give her other alternative options like art and exercise and yoga and books, and her sister just shuts it down. So being like, hey, why don't you come with me and can I use you as a tool to help myself along in therapy? Her sister might be like, oh yeah, like I'm helping you. We're not working on myself. And then she gets there and she's like, oh, this isn't that bad. This is actually helping you. Maybe I should do this too. Because like sisters will do that. Me and my sister will do that. I'll be like, well, I don't really want to try that. I'm not interested in trying that. And then she'll be like, hey, do you want to come with me to go to this restaurant to try this new food? Yeah, I'll go with you. I'm not going to get anything though. And then we sit down and I'm like, that actually does look good. Can I try it? Okay, yeah, no, no. I do want this. I do think this is cool.
Feels like a level of deception to me.
It's
Feels
good.
like deception of any kind. And if someone is seeking therapy or you're seeking to heal them from mental trauma of any kind, then I would
But
hide from it.
I would just say I wouldn't
We
call it
don't have to have the
deception.
same
Yeah, I
opinion.
know. I just wanted to explain. I I don't see it as deception because you're not forcing them. They still have the option to say no, that they don't want to go and help. And then it's just a different way of showing them.
Well, deception just means to be not completely truthful. That's absolutely what it is.
To an extent, but also she's like, hey, will you come with me to help me along in therapy? She's still coming along to help her with therapy. And if that leads to her realizing that this is something that she wants, that's great. It's not like, hey, come with me for this reason, but actually for this reason. Hey, come with me
That's exactly
for,
what it is
no,
because she
come
doesn't
with me
need her
for
sister to
this,
go to therapy with her.
but it'd
She
be
doesn't need
beneficial to,
in what way? She is at a point in her life where she wants to distance herself completely from her. Like
no,
not willing to cut her off, but willing to live on her own and
yeah,
saying that they're moving into different directions. She's not going to need her sister present for therapy.
okay.
We may have differing opinions on it, but the truth of the matter is if someone needs therapy and isn't seeking a therapist, the only truthful thing you can do is seek therapy for them. Like a therapist will then offer to you, this is when to talk to them, this is what they need to discuss, this is when they need to hear it, and that's really about the limit. We can't offer advice to go to therapy if somebody actively doesn't want it. And if somebody actively doesn't want it and you as a third party observer knows that they need it, maybe speak to your therapist on their behalf, which is likely what she has done.
Anyways, you had a story as well.
Oh, I found a very good story. This is an Am I the Asshole story, but it's not on Reddit. So this is actually a Twitter post that
Okay.
somebody then uploaded to TikTok, that somebody then reviewed from TikTok on their Instagram Reels video.
Okay.
The comments are good and the story is good. So that's why we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole trying to find this story. I'm suing my cousin for $6,000 to pay for my hearing aids after he threw me in the pool. Am I the asshole? Is this too far? Where do we start with? What are we thinking? Out the gates,
I
suing a family member.
I feel I need more context.
Is this too far? My family is all on my cousin's side for this issue, and I wanted some outside judgment. My cousin, 25, male. Okay, this is not children throwing each other in the pool. These are grown
Okay.
adults. I say children, but like if these were two 18-year-olds doing shit like that, maybe a different story.
Yeah.
This man has been an adult for 7 years. My cousin, 25M, has always been the golden child of our generation. He's funny, good looking, outgoing, and not to mention a boy amongst girls. He's always loved to mess around and play pranks. For the record, I really dislike this cousin, and I think he's irresponsible, childish, and annoying. I have had hearing problems for years, and recently I got a pair of hearing aids. They cost $6,000. And at a party for my grandmother's birthday, we were all eating and drinking on the back porch. My grandmother has a pool. My cousin decided he was going to throw me in the pool because it would be funny to ruin my hair that I just got done that day. Ignoring the fact of how immature this is, I repeatedly told him to put me down. I began telling him to put me down in a very serious and not at all playful tone. He then threw me in the pool, and my hearing aids were ruined. Afterward, I told him what happened, and he basically said, "Whoops. I didn't know you had hearing aids." When I told him the cost of these hearing aids, he freaked out. Once I told him that he needed to replace them, he said, "No way." My family didn't want me to make him pay for them because I significantly out earn him and everyone else in the family. He was at college at the time, barely making ends meet with a call center job, and his girlfriend and him have a baby, living in a one-bedroom apartment. He refused to pay, so I took him to court and won. He refused to make his payments, so I took him to court again. His wages are now being garnished for the maximum amount, which is 20%. It pushed him over the edge of what he could afford, so he has had to work extra and drop out of college to be able to pay for their rent. My family is absolutely fuming at me and I think he made one bad choice after another, and he has never given a sincere apology during this whole ordeal. Had he given a real apology after the incident, he could have waited until he finished school to pay me back, and I would have been fine with it, or I would have paid it entirely myself. But the entitled little prick is digging his feet in at every move. Am I the asshole? The only reason I could see myself maybe being the a-hole is because it's affecting his child and girlfriend.
Okay, well, I don't think he's the asshole.
Right?
Um, one, as grown adults, if I say don't throw me in the pool, don't throw me in the pool.
I don't think that
That's
they use feminine pronouns anywhere, but I feel like this is a woman getting her hair done prior to this and everybody having this weird attitude about her out earning him. I don't know. I think that's a successful woman, and that's why everybody's giving her a hard time. Regardless, anyway,
could be.
not the asshole.
Yeah.
Continue.
But also, it shouldn't matter what the gender of either of them are. Like, sorry, if you break it, you buy it. Like,
If you break it, you buy it.
growing up, like if I ruined my cousin's $5 t-shirt, my mom would make me go and buy her a new one or pay her back.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's $5, it doesn't matter if it's $5,000. That's disrespectful.
Yeah. And how mature are we really? Like, oh, you got your hair done today, so I want to throw you in the pool.
Yeah.
That's
At 16 years old, yeah, kids do that. It's funny.
even at 16, I think the other parents in the room would be like, wow, that 16-year-old is immature.
Yeah.
He's
At
throwing other
25,
16-year-olds in the pool just to mess up their hair.
yeah,
Yeah, at 25, 9 years older than the 16-year-old that we're hypothesizing about. Yeah, no.
that's definitely not the asshole.
And the
And
comments on the Instagram post,
and
they
if you
really
took
do
him to
dig into this poor dude.
if you took him into court to pay for this, it's now a court ordered thing. And if he doesn't want to pay that, that's on him.
Yeah. This has become a legal matter, and
Yeah.
you are still ignoring it like this is a little personal matter, like a little boo-boo you made. That sounds like
And
somebody entitled.
I'm just saying, if the guy who called the cops on the other guy at work for taking his chair is not the asshole, you are definitely not the asshole.
Yeah, for suing somebody for medical equipment that you can't afford to, I mean, you can't afford to replace, but yeah.
But to like, can she? Like, that's expensive. We don't know how much she's earning. We don't know how much he's earning. Is it a matter of she's making six figures, or is she making 50 grand and he has a part-time job
Yeah, it
at a
doesn't matter
grocery
how much
store?
she's making, period. He
Yeah,
destroyed $6,000 worth of her property, and now
that's
he
not
needs to
okay.
replace it. It's that
That's
simple.
that's the same amount as a car, a used car.
Jesus Christmas, my first car was 4 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could you
I paid
imagine
four
somebody,
grand
your
for mine.
cousin wrecked that? It's
Yeah, oh yeah,
would they?
cousin wrecks your car, you'd be like, well, you owe me a new car.
Yeah,
It would be hard
this
to get a hold of it
medical
because it's about
equipment
the
is
same
more
amount.
expensive than that.
Yeah, you make a very valid point. Just the comment with 7,000 likes is, you break it, you buy it.
You break it, you buy it.
It is as easy as that, kind of. When all the relatives defending him, why can't they pay for him then?
Yeah. If they're so on his side,
Then help him.
chip in and help him pay for it. If you're not willing to do that, maybe it's because he was in the wrong.
If you're old enough to be in college, live on your own, and raise a child, there should truly be a threshold for the juvenile mentality that your family will tolerate.
Another comment.
Yes! 4,600 likes on that
Yeah.
comment. Yes, they are likes this time. They're not upvotes. Um, all the family members that support him morally should be supporting him financially. Oh, if he's so in the right and you're so willing to defend him, then defend him.
Defend him. Help him out.
No, you are not. You are absolutely correct for doing this. This is why you won your court case. No, he is an adult. He
That
crossed a
too.
boundary. He caused damage to medical equipment. He didn't accept responsibility or try to make amends when he failed and then failed to pay a court ordered amount. He did this all himself, not OP.
But that too, if you were in the wrong, you wouldn't have won your court case.
Yeah, right. A jury of other human people found you in the right.
Yeah.
If he walked up and smashed someone's car window, he would be expected to pay. Why would medical devices be any different, SMH?
Yep.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Why isn't the family also helping him out? Baby mama sitting free housing for him and his baby mama help him get a better job, pull their money together to pay for it. Seems weird they're okay with OP being out 6,000, but the hair appointment but when it comes to the possibility of inconveniencing themselves, they're quiet.
Yeah.
Right. So what she's trying to say in very broken English is that yeah, if you're so willing to defend him and not willing to help him, it speaks a lot about you. Not the a-hole. I was taught growing up that A, you break it, you buy it. B, impact is more important than intent. I didn't mean to doesn't absolve you of consequences. With hearing aids myself, I do not support the cousin at all. My hearing aids were luckily paid for by Medicaid right before we got dropped due to earning above the qualifying threshold. First off, why would he want to randomly ruin his relative's hair she just got done? Secondly, why would he not listen to her telling him not to? She's fully justified in not only suing him, but those are expensive and he shouldn't have dug his feet in. He could have asked the family to support him.
Well, and I feel like if
Eh,
he were to come up to you,
a man who looks like this commented, he's lucky he also didn't get an assault charge. No, we are not posting this man's face on the post right now so you can see what we mean. But he looked very angry.
but also, like, I feel like if he would have been like, hey, I don't have the money right now, can we work something out? And then you sued him, yeah, then you'd be the asshole. But for him to just
Valid.
flat out refuse, like, that's so much money. But yeah, definitely not the asshole.
Yeah, no. And he could have said, like, hey, can I finish school and pay this back? Hey, can I pay this back in really small amounts? Hey, if I really have to pay this back to you, obviously I can't do it all up front. I have a part-time job and I'm in college. I can give you as much as I can each week, as much as my overage is, like, But
Yeah.
no, I don't doubt that he was still going out on weekends and drinking and having fun while he was in college. And I bet he was calling out of shifts that he didn't feel like working. And that kind of behavior is likely what she meant by digging his feet in. Like he is so convinced that he doesn't have to pay this that he's willing to spend on excess.
Yeah.
So,
Not the asshole.
not even remotely the asshole. Getting thrown in the pool. Your family just wants you to think you're the asshole because of your demanding. Like you are going to repay this, but you had every right to. They just think that you're not entitled to behave that way, and the unfortunate reality is you are entitled to behave that way, and they want you to believe you're an asshole for doing so.
Next story.
Don't enact that power. You're not allowed to. No, you are allowed to. We just don't want you to.
Yeah, speaking of cousins, I also have a cousin story
Okay, I'm
that
ready to hear it.
I found. And I'm not like I skimmed through this a little bit. I'm not exactly sure where I stand.
Okay, let me hear the title, and then I'll try to form an opinion.
Am I
Way
the
too early.
am I the asshole for naming my kid the same thing as my cousin's kid?
Kind of, yeah. You wanted the name so bad that you kept it despite somebody getting there first. And I know how frustrating that is. People get real mad about that stuff. People get mad like, oh, I like that name so much. I'm going to name it my kid that. Like, if you have an opinion of, oh, I like that so much, then keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that kid's name so much, then don't tell anyone. Oh, you have a business idea that you think will be successful, then don't tell people about it. It's dangerous because people will take advantage of it. So, no, yes, no, yes.
Maybe.
Give me some context.
We'll see.
Maybe I need context before I make uninformed opinions.
So, my 30 female, so she's 30 female, cousin 35 female, we'll call her Megan, feels like she's been trying to one up me these last few years, and I decided I wasn't having it. First, she picked the same wedding date as me, but 1 year earlier. My now husband and I started dating over a decade ago on a specific date, let's say March 9th. We got engaged a few years later, also on March 9th. We told all of our wedding attendees, small wedding, so only family, that we'd be getting married on March 9th, 3 years from the engagement date.
Do you not remember me and an ex doing the exact same thing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, exact same thing. So I understand how dedicated it is to how important it is to you to be dedicated to that date and then have somebody attempt to take it from you. March 9th.
Okay. Yeah, that we'd be getting married on March 9th, 3 years from our engagement date, which everyone, including Megan, said was adorable and meaningful. Between my engagement and wedding, Megan met, got engaged, and got married to her now husband. When they were picking the wedding date, they said they liked how meaningful our upcoming wedding date was and wanted to do something similar. But their engagement date wasn't available at the venue. At the venue they wanted. So they just chose the next date with the same digits. For example, if they'd gotten engaged on 01/14, they might have chosen 04/11. Well, the next date that met those rules was on March 9th, 1 year before our wedding. When they called to tell us, they led with, "We know it's the same date as your wedding, but our special date just wasn't available, and it won't be fun to share, and won't it be fun to share an anniversary?
No.
Plus, you can dedicate a dance to us at your wedding."
No.
Whatever. We had the DJ call them out during the couples dance. Then, in between that and the next big event, a few more small things happened that.
Holy fuck, I know where this is going.
Hold.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Hold.
please hurry the hell up.
A few more small things happened that really made us scratch our heads. We sent thank you cards right after our wedding, and then they sent their thank you cards right after that. Yes, a full year after their wedding. We bought a new new to us car, and they immediately bought a truly new car. Lots of things like that. Then the big event happened. 2 years after their wedding, they found out they were pregnant with their first baby. We were all immensely happy for them and had a few celebrations throughout her pregnancy. At the first one, early on, people asked what she'd name the baby. She said she wasn't sure and asked everyone what their dream baby names were. Everyone shared, and I told her my dream baby name was Lena, the middle name of my sister. The middle name of my sister that I'm incredibly close with. She said it was pretty, but not to her taste. You can guess where this is going. When she announced the name of her baby, it was Lena. To make a long story short, I ended up becoming pregnant in the last 6 months, and I've made it clear that I will name my daughter Lena. Megan is irate, saying I'm ruining her daughter's special name and connection to her aunt, my sister. And Megan's mom is saying that I'm going to ruin my own daughter's life by setting her up to be little Lena or the second Lena, and will always risk getting them confused. So, am I the asshole for naming my daughter what I wanted to name her? Am I really setting her up for a lifetime of derision? Derision?
Is the word?
Derision.
I guess so.
Derision.
Uh, yeah, there'll be a Wikipedia article above our heads for the fact that we're not pronouncing it rightly, and we don't know what it means. But first off, if she really craved the date that had meaning to her, the thief sister, not the good sister, the thief
The
sister.
cousin.
Oh, I thought it
Megan
was a
is her
cousin.
cousin.
Oh, I thought it was a sister. My bad.
Lena is
Well, no,
her
yeah, I heard
sister's
that
middle
part. I
name.
just thought they didn't have the same sister. I see where I went wrong. But if she craved that date, she would have moved the wedding back a year. This couple that was dedicated to the date was willing to wait 1, 2, or 3 years to put the wedding together so that it was perfect.
Yeah.
Her wedding didn't need to be perfect, so she was willing to rush it and rush aspects of it. Same thing goes for every aspect of this marriage and this relationship. Um, I wouldn't worry about sharing a wedding date with them because their divorce date will probably not be on the same day. Um, I wouldn't worry about it being little Lena at all of the functions because big Lena is going to have split custody between these two
Okay,
because,
let's not
like,
dog on their
no,
marriage.
because that is proof of it. The fact that she rushes stuff like that and it doesn't have real meaning and she can steal someone else's name for a child and that's not a happy person. That's a
Yeah.
person that's so unhappy they're grasping at any straws that they can. That's not what a marriage is. A marriage is a union between two people that are willing to give full dedication to the other one while the other one offers them nothing in return. That's what it's supposed to be. And that's not what they're offering to one another. And I'm just saying that I fear that this parent is overthinking, oh no, what will the family be thinking? Oh no, how are they going to treat little Lena? And the point I'm making isn't to dog on them, it's the truth that it's not likely going to happen because if people are going to be discussing anything, it's going to be what the real drama is, which is, hey, did you notice Megan stole Sarah's daughter's name? And the discussion behind closed doors is going to be, oh yeah, did you see it's going to be how gorgeous was Sarah's wedding. It's not going to be how gorgeous was Megan's wedding.
Yeah.
The discussion behind closed doors is going to be so less relevant to what you're worried about because there's no proof of a happy relationship here. There's no proof of a real union here. Within the time that they spent planning their wedding, she found, engaged, and married this person and managed to get pregnant
Yeah.
before their wedding. Okay, really? Really? So it's seems like an easy relationship to be dogging on, I suppose. But no.
But also, relationships do happen that quickly, and they do turn out successful. So, if anybody, your relationship has moved that quickly, and it's going fantastic, that's great. Just because it went that fast, I'm not saying it's going to fail. But in this situation, I can see it failing. Because, like, at what point, like, is the husband not, like, Megan's husband not concerned at all about it?
More so of the point that, yeah, if he's not present for that level of decision making and he has little to no say in what's going on and he's not willing to change how she's behaving and he is witness to this behavior firsthand. That's the thing. If you are within the relationship, the discussion she's having with her husband is not the discussion she's having in public. She's more than willing to say to her husband things that she wouldn't say in front of her family, which is likely the admission of, oh, I heard this gorgeous name today that I want to use for our baby.
Yeah.
He is fully aware and complacent in what she does. And if he's not willing to correct that level of behavior, or if he's not even capable of offering baby names that then get considered, because it was a name stolen that had meaning to be stolen. The only reason that name was why what she wanted to choose was because she knew she was stealing from someone before her. Why do we think that she's doing that then? Because she did the same thing prior with the wedding date.
Yeah.
So if we have a consistent pattern of behavior, we can assume that to be true. If this husband isn't present at all in the decision making, so much so that she can have complete control, or the other side of the coin would be that he is a complacent in the fact that she's doing these things on purpose. Either way, that is a person in a relationship that is not willing to uphold what the meaning of a marriage is. So I don't see high success for the marriage, and a large part of that opinion is from their behavior and from the nature to which they put their relationship together. So I don't mean to dog on those people, but it's a marriage is a long-term decision with someone that's your partner, that's someone you have to share everything with, every minute of your life, and that's the person who holds you accountable for living your life. That is your cameraman. You don't live life alone, you live life with witnesses, people around you watching you do these things, and you get to choose one person who sees you do it all of the time. That's a very serious decision, and that's built off of a successful relationship. That's built off of trust. That's built off of something you don't achieve in a very short period of time.
So you would say that she's not the asshole?
Even not even remotely, not even an ounce. You earned that name, you told her what it was, and she's done this twice. She has tried to take something from you that had meaning to you, and in both attempts to steal it, you stayed strong, and that's what's pissing her off. That you refuse to budge on the fact that she's trying to take it. Well, you're not going to let her take it, and you continue to do it anyway. That's why she's upset. She's angry. She's furious about this because she thought that you were going to relinquish your control. That's crazy. Why do you need that level of control in someone else's relationship?
Jealousy.
Right.
Well, we do have some comments and a reply from OP. The first comment, or top comment, with over 3,000 upvotes. How on earth did you not have the foresight to throw a Traden? Traden? I don't know. At your cousin instead of your actual dream name? You could have chucked McKinley her way and you'd have a FCOR for with a terrible name and full ownership over Lena. Regardless, not the asshole. I don't imagine you and your cousin and therefore your kids, are going to spend enough time together for the name or being little Lena to really burden your daughter. Also, if they do start that, just start referencing um, the other one as Big Lena or Mega Lena and see how well that goes over. OP responds and says, "Ha, love blinds. I do love my cousin and thought for some dumb reason I could trust her, but I was wrong. I'll always love her because she's family, but no one said you have to like the people you love. I wish I'd said something terrible, except she clearly would have given the poor kid the name. Megalina is hilarious, though. Thank you." Yeah, next comment. "Not the asshole. Actions have consequences. When you intentionally take the name of someone that you are friends or related to, I was going to use for their baby, you can't have a temper tantrum when that friend or family member still names their baby that name." I'd email her in writing. "I'm confused as to why you are upset. Did you think I was going to give up my dream name because you used it? After all, I didn't change my wedding date when you took it. I still got married
No.
on my anniversary as planned after you knowingly chose my wedding date. You didn't seem to expect me to change my wedding date then. I thought that I thought that this was our thing. You seek specific info about decisions regarding my big life events, and then you quickly go and do the same thing so you can do it before me. I mean, I couldn't have been more accepting and respectful with all you have done. Since we already have the same anniversary, it should be no big deal our daughters have the same name. Maybe you should have thought about that, about whether or not you were willing to chance me keeping the name as I intended to use. I'm not responsible for your feelings or decisions or the unintended consequences of them all. Be well, XOXO."
Mm-hmm. Because that's the root of it. The root of it is, oh, so what dream name would you have for your child? Oh, I want to name my child this. What makes you think that at any point that changed and it was
Yeah.
no longer the truth?
Well, and you know she's doing it on purpose because she told her to her face, "Oh, that's not my taste. That's not my style. I don't like that name," and
That's
then
funny
went and
too.
used it anyways.
Yeah, trying to throw her off the scent almost.
Yeah. OP responded to that comment and said, "I will probably not email her, but I want you to know that I genuinely got a laugh out of this. Thank you so very much. The since we already have the same anniversary line was amazing. Regardless, I do think I need to woman up and talk to her in some capacity. Yeah, she's been annoying, but she's family, and since we don't have a huge one, I'd rather not cut her out unless I have to."
Hmm,
Seems like
very
OP's,
mature about it.
yeah, handling it very mature. All of the comments are very supportive and on her side. It looks like the general consensus is not the asshole.
Because what level of insanity does it truly take to mimic that much of someone's life and then be upset that they continued to choose the life that they wanted to live?
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at this blueprint for my future. Then you copied and pasted it and then tried to get upset like they were copying it. Just because you did it first doesn't mean that it's yours. It's like,
Yeah.
Edison and Nikola Tesla. Well, you got your patents first and you made it a company first, and good for you, but that doesn't mean you invented it. No, I did. And the history books will remember that I did.
Ridiculous.
It's to be expected.
Yeah.
If you have a good business plan, you don't share it with people.
Keep it to
You have a good
yourself.
baby name, you keep it to yourself. You have good marriage ideas, you keep it to yourself. It's not something you need to share with others. Your life is yours, and when you begin to share it so far outward like that, you also can't be upset when people mimic it.
Yeah.
If you let others know that much of what your life plan is and why it's good, and they continue to tell you that it's good, don't be surprised that they mimic it. Don't be surprised they steal it. They take it in some way and make it their own.
So, I think we have time for one more story.
I think
And
we do have time for another story, but as the sun goes down, it manages to get colder. So as soon as I take the jacket off, because the afternoon sun is hot, the setting sun suddenly becomes too cold.
for the last story, I'm going to let you choose which one we're going to read. And if you guys want to hear the other one, you'll just have to stay tuned in. It will pop up on another episode in the future. So I have, am I the asshole for not choosing my sister to be a bridesmaid? Or am I the asshole for yelling at my uncle for being a jerk to me and my fiance?
I want to know why your sister's entitled to think that she has to be the bridesmaid.
That one it is. If you want the jerk of an uncle, tune in. Keep tuning in
Till we tell the story.
Till we tell the story. Okay. Am I the asshole for not choosing my sister to be a bridesmaid? For context, my 21-year-old female sister, or for context, my 21-year-old female, she is 21, sister, who is 17, female, has been in and out of residential mental facilities, group homes, etc., for the past 4 to 5 years, likely due to an adult mental disorder that she cannot be diagnosed with yet since she is not an adult. As a result, she has always been very back and forth, unpredictable in her scared the crap out of me.
What was it?
The birds just took off.
Oh wow, that sounded like something falling in the water.
She has always been very back and forth and unpredictable in her behaviors, and I never know how she is going to react to stuff. Earlier today, my sister got upset at me for not being chosen as a bridesmaid for my wedding next year because my fiance, 21 male, chose my cousin, 17 male, to be a groomsman.
I was literally about to make it an age thing too. Like, dude, you're not even old enough to drink. Why are you going? Yeah, this 17-year-old's going to be hammered at that bachelor party. So
the conversation sorry. The conversation started out with my sister asking why I did not choose her as a bridesmaid, which I don't think I had actually told her yet since I just chose my bridesmaids a few weeks ago. I was honest with her and explained that as far back as I remember, she has always been very back and forth between being an absolute jerk to me and being nice / acting like everything is fine. Plus, I gave her an example of this exact thing happening yesterday, where she was rude over something she didn't need to be in the morning and then acted like everything was fine later that day.
Trying to pretend her overreaction wasn't an issue.
Yeah. Her response to that was sisters bicker and fight, but it's always been a lot more than just normal sibling conflict, and that I was immature for making it such a big deal and bringing back up what happened yesterday. I responded saying I don't feel it's immature to not ask someone who has been rude and a jerk to me a lot of my life to not be a bridesmaid, especially given the severity at which that has happened, as well as the example that was given so she could hopefully see where I was coming from. After that, she just went off on a rant about if it's such a problem, then why have you never brought it up before? I have, many times. And I hope you get a lot of people asking why I'm not a bridesmaid, and a few insults as well. We weren't choosing people to be in the bridal party just because they were family. We are choosing people we genuinely want up there with us, and we know who will support us and be drama-free. My fiance has brothers. He's not asking to be groomsmen because they have never gotten along very well. So she's not the only sibling not being asked for the same reason.
It was a position earned.
The reason behind asking her is just a lot more extreme. Am I the asshole for not letting my sister be a bridesmaid?
No.
No.
You didn't earn it. It's a position that's earned. I am, and even worse too, I am one of the individuals that think respect is earned, not granted.
Yeah.
So for her to think that just because she's family, this kind of close friend shared moment that she has, she gets to share it with you just because you're her sister. She believes that any amount of effort she put into her sister is now what she's owed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
and
rough.
It's at the end of the day, your wedding day is your day.
That's the point. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Have whoever you want up there. Invite whoever you want. Don't invite whoever you want.
You share it with a few people, and then
Yeah.
even fewer are the people you share it with on the stage in front of everyone.
This is a day that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And if making somebody mad makes your day, will improve your wedding day, let them be mad.
Yeah, remind yourself that this is a ceremony. This is a public ceremony where you are proclaiming how you feel to anyone, everyone, and the deity that you believe in. Then you get to handpick the witnesses that are there with you, and you get to choose who is before you. Like these people that stand with you in this ceremony. It's a big deal, and for you to just be casting your family members into it because they're your family. Oh no, no, no. We gotta invite Uncle I and I almost said Uncle Iro. Oh, you gotta make sure you invite Uncle Ed and Aunt Marie, and they're gonna be devastated if they're not there. Aunt Marie and Uncle Wayne are heartbroken that they're not invited, and you gotta make sure they're there. And okay, when was the last time I saw them?
Yeah.
But the family member that you never see, who sends you a birthday card every year, who sends you a Facebook message every birthday, who sends you a Christmas card every year, who's a customized Christmas card that they mailed out. You can see that Aunt Sarah wrote her name, from Aunt Sarah and Uncle John, that person you invite because the effort's there. The family member that is present the whole time and puts no effort in, demanding that they get to be a part of the large part of the ceremony. They get to be there behind the scenes. They get to be there to set up. They get to have special parties dedicated to the fact that they were chosen to celebrate this wedding in front of everybody. It is
Yeah.
such a big deal, and it's not treated like one. Everybody does feel like they have to invite all of their family members, and
You don't have to.
but there's this societal norm that you do that, oh well, you got to invite all of your family. You can't just ignore some of your family. Everybody's got to be there.
And we are the generation to break that.
Oh my God, this generation breaks a lot of societal norms, which I'm grateful for too.
Um, there is many comments, and it looks like everybody has said not the asshole. But OP replies a lot to this post and answers a lot of questions. So,
Somebody on Reddit who's actually asking for people's opinions because they're
yeah.
responding to them and liking them.
So I'm gonna read a few of them, but if you guys want more, I will link the Reddit story in the description for you guys because she is very active on this post and still active on this post. This was only a day ago.
Wow, another brand new post.
Yeah. So the first comment is she like quoted what she said in the story. I gave her an example of this exact thing happening yesterday where she was rude over something she didn't need to be in the morning, then acted like everything was fine.
Yet trying to ignore the fact that her overreaction was unnecessary and trying to pretend that it's acceptable to overreact that way.
But the commenter quoted that and said, "It's clear this isn't a discrimination issue with your sister. This is about having a stable and calm wedding. Your present day example illustrates her unpredictability, and her tirade when having a discussion also shows that she can go from zero to eruption in a heartbeat. As your fiance has done well, your or as your fiance has done as well, you're including people in your wedding who aren't going to be problematic, not the
Yep.
asshole." OP responded and said yes, she was fine at the beginning of the conversation. It wasn't until I gave an honest answer as to why she's not a bridesmaid that she went from 0 to 100 very quickly. I even told her my fiance isn't asking some of his brothers, but she didn't seem to care about that, only that she wasn't a bridesmaid.
that's another thing too, that if you give a hypothetical scenario to someone and say, look, equate what's happening to you to what's happening in this context, and they still try to do the, oh well, no, oh well, but wait, well, no, it's not the same, well, it's different. And that is somebody that is focused solely on themselves. Like they don't perceive emotion outside of themselves. I'm not saying that to be demeaning to this person. I'm saying that like it's truth. You can't waste your effort on other people's emotions, because not only can you not guarantee that they're there, most oftentimes they're not. She's not going to equate the fact that his brothers aren't good enough brothers to her fiance to be a groomsman.
Yeah.
So why is that okay? And it's not okay if you're not a good enough sister to be a bridesmaid. But it's not the same. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I don't hear it. Right. I'm sure you don't. And at the same time, we are referencing a 17-year-old. We are referencing someone that is still developing
Yeah,
their
still a
brain.
child. Um, the next comment down says not to mention the next comment down says not to mention that in a year she will be diagnosed, hopefully, and either medicated or fighting the fact that she has issues, which could and likely will land her back into a mental facility. She could easily be in a facility or a group home during the time of your wedding, and then you'd be rushing last minute for a replacement, or you'd have to drop a groomsman. There are too many issues you can't risk for your wedding. OP replies to that and says she turns 18 next month, so hopefully she'll be diagnosed within the next few months, but she does not think anything is wrong with her, and everyone who thinks there is something wrong with her is wrong for thinking there is. Because of this, I don't think she will seek out the help that she needs unless it somehow ends up being court mandated or something like that. To which the original commenter commented back and said, don't risk your day for someone who won't help themselves.
Bingo.
Not the asshole.
Bingo, bingo. And that's the other thing too. She's referencing in that comment that she made that her sister doesn't have the self-awareness to begin with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you gotta
And
let that one go.
I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but
It's unlikely,
if
and that's why we have this show.
if it continues to be a problem, don't do not cave and make her a bridesmaid. If it becomes so much of a problem, but you still want her there, find her another role. Tell her that you really need her help being on mom control, on mom duty. Can you please keep mom busy for me while I'm getting ready? I need you to help me make sure mom doesn't try to drink 20 glasses of wine. Can you be
Yeah,
on
don't let
mom
mom get
patrol?
drunk, be on babysitter duty, and
Hey, I really
it's a little
can't
late
have you.
now, but
Yeah. But if it continues and stuff, find another role for her where she feels like she's being valuable in some sense. In some, that wasn't the
some
right word.
sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Give her this fictitious idea that she's helpful.
Yeah. If you still want her at the wedding, but
That desperately.
yeah.
She's gonna
But
be there regardless.
yeah.
That's the other thing too. Now that you've upset her and you're inviting her to the wedding, she's gonna cause chaos.
That too. But
Can't
not,
assume the behavior of anybody, but you know that she's
yeah. It's
got a
likely
reason
she
to be
will.
upset.
She'll take it out on you on your day. Better yet, put mom on sister patrol.
Yeah, that made more sense.
Put mom on sister patrol.
Yeah, don't let her get that drunk. She's 17, but people drink at weddings regardless.
And regardless, not the asshole. It's your day. Make it the way you want, and don't let anybody talk you into anything.
Yeah. Do not Mm, well, if you're going to compromise for anybody, it's the other person you're sharing the wedding with.
Yes.
But yeah, don't make
Your husband.
compromises for your family members. Maybe make compromises for him. Maybe make compromises for her. But definitely not for your family. You'll hear
Well,
some crazy stuff too, man.
well, I think that wraps it up for today's episode.
Honestly, I think we could sit out here all day.
I
These
do.
Reddit stories are a surplus. The weather is gorgeous, and
It is
I think we've
beautiful.
still got a little more sunlight. But I guess this would be a good place to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
If you guys haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the follow button, and that bell icon if you want to be notified when we post.
And if you haven't already, maybe watch the episode before this one. Our Valentine's Day special came out on Saturday, not a Tuesday. We're worried you guys might have missed it.
And with that, we are excited to see you guys again next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Good morning.
Good night.
All
Finally.
right, good.